Hi, I'm Cash. Welcome to Cash Talks Football. I use my many years of coaching experience to break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Today we're doing Arsenal against Burnley as Arsenal make a charge to try to win the Premier League and knock Man City off their perch. To win to beat the Man City and actually to claw your way up the Premier League, you need to have so much grit and determination. And I kind of like this goal here, and I'm going to explain to you about why this shows sort of the spirit that you need in your team to win the league. And if you can take away from some of the lessons from this, you can be a better player. So obviously it's Kai Havertz with the ball. He's either going to lose it or pass it, because otherwise he's useless, because that's what he can do. So as it moves forward, he's 2v1. He's not sure what to do because he's not good at the football. Thanks for wasting a lot of money. But yeah, well then, buddy. Knocks it back, and then it's the next ball in. This next ball in is just kind of a hit and hope. Right, here we go. Bosh, in we go. Right. But now it shows who wants to win it more. It's 1v1 and 1v1. Defenders against all sorts of random players here. Defenders normally have the advantage. But you can see it all comes down to the determination of these two players here trying to win the ball. And that's not the main one I'm going to talk about. But they do. You can see it. They out-jump, they out-win, and they have the ball here. But this is the wee man. And this is what I want to talk about with determination. Trying to win the ball. And this is what you need to win the league. Okay, you need these plays, and the reason why you need these plays is because in 2 or 3 weeks, when everyone else is trying and they're not trying their hardest or they're a little bit down, every single one of the people on this team right now will know when the manager says, "Hey, do you remember when Matey went up for that header and he jumped up so hard and he crashed into the post and almost broke 2 of his ribs?" And everyone goes, "Yeah, I remember Matey." Well, that's the moments they look back on. 2 or 3 of those in this season for everyone else to get rallied behind and go, look, if he can do it and put that level of effort in, I need the same amount of effort from you. So as he jumps up and he goes for this goal here, bump, he takes a right clattering and you can see it there. But that's important because everyone's going to go back and say, well done, wee man, that was a good hit. And you can even see some of the players' reactions. They're worried about the player. Yeah, they got the goal, but they're like, yeah, but the player. And that's all important because at the end of the day, they're all just going to remember that player clattering into that guy and winning the ball. After we've given his props, let's get on to the next goal and see what we can see. Right, in this goal, Burnley have so much bad football, but somehow they get a goal. I want you to look at this from my point of view as a coach. This man's on the ball here, and he's trying to beat him 1v1. So how do you beat him 1v1? Well, first off, you change the direction or you change the speed. Right, so what do you change the direction? Well, we want to go this way, so maybe we come back this way, and then we go this way. We want to change the speed, so maybe we want to slow it down when we come this way and burst accelerate past him. Okay, this guy doesn't. He just does a random trick, kicks the ball and tries to run after it. Do we see that? That's absolutely stupid. What he does right there is stupid. He scuffs the ball, kicks it, and tries to run on. Thinks his little step over is changing the guy's mind or somehow. So he might as well just kick the ball and run after it. Because what he just did there didn't do anything. He didn't beat the player. He didn't change, beat the player. He didn't change the player's body shape with that little tap. He didn't make the player come and tackle the ball. If he did that backwards, away from the player, making the player come into him and then poked it past him, yeah. But he doesn't understand these tricks. That's what happens when you put idiots on YouTube doing tricks and flicks and skills and there's no purpose behind them. So they're doing these without any idea of what they're doing or what they're talking about. So all of a sudden, when it comes into a situation to beat that player 1v1, he doesn't know how to implement his skill or those tricks to beat the player because he thinks that the skill and the trick does beat the player, and it doesn't. It's how you do it, not just doing it. And he's done it and he doesn't have a clue. So now he's off to the races down this side here, being an idiot, running down, trying to beat the guy. And to be fair, it's a bit of a fighty thing going on here. Actually, I quite like this defender for Arsenal. He's pretty solid, to be honest. He's got a solid work ethic and a good work rate. I think it's Tomiyasu. I can never get his name right. But now we're in a bit of a bundle, and we can see he's been done. He knows it. He's grabbing the shirt. He shouldn't be doing that because not in the modern day. You're just going to get in trouble. But he gets out-bullied and out-beaten. So we had that worst bit of football. That was him trying to beat him in the first place. Manager didn't really beat him. The other guy just ended up falling over in the wrestling match. It was more strength than football. Then don't worry. Then we pass into the inside here. Now, if you're a striker and you're taking a touch here on the top of the 6-yard box with 3 players around you, let me advise you, you are never, ever getting your shot away. That shot needs to be first time. Bang. You need to be hitting it. If you're not, this happens. Bonk. Oh, look, he doesn't get a shot away because he gets tackled because he's by the 6-yard box. And he's only got a chance to have 1 touch. And the 1 touch has to be in the goal. If he doesn't touch it in towards the goal, he's not getting a goal. But don't worry, we've got another guy coming up here. And he's going to make a meal of it as well. Whack! And it takes a deflection and goes in. It's one of the horriblest goals I've ever seen. Mistakes come in the rules of 3. I always say this when you're defending. You make 3 mistakes in a row and chances are you're going to get scored on. The problem is, Burnley made the 3 mistakes. One trying down here, trying to beat the guy. Or you could say that whole run was one mistake. 2 here. 3 the shot into this crowd of the players, but somehow they scored with a deflection. It's awful football. Awful football. And they'll be going, oh yeah, we played really well. I beat him down the wing. No, you didn't. Everything you did there was wrong. And if you tried to do that next week, the player isn't going to fall over because you only beat him because he fell over. So you can't recreate that skill and do it again next week. So everything you're doing is useless. You're not going to get your strike off the box in the box next week. Well, you didn't this time because you're useless. It's so bad. But let's get on to something good. Let's look at the next Arsenal goal. So here we are. It's from a corner. I'm not really going to show you all of it because there's only one little piece I want to show you. It's only a relevant part of this goal. As it comes up here, do you see how the Arsenal player gets in front of the goalkeeper? Okay, gets in front of him and heads it in the ball. So heads it in the net box. God knows what that keeper's doing, trying to fist the ball. All he's got to do is raise his palm and palm the ball away. And that guy beats a goalkeeper because he's in front of him. I don't know what the goalkeeper's thinking there. That is just awful play. You can't blame anybody here but the goalkeeper. I don't think his eyes are even on the ball. He's just trying to punch it to a place where he thinks it might be. But if he looks at the ball and puts his hand out, he just stops the ball going in the goal. It's that simple. But don't worry, they're going to do it again. You can see that they're just terrible on this corner from the movement and the way that the Arsenal have pulled them apart a little bit here. Let's just go back and look at this a little bit. Because they're coming in from behind them. They're coming from behind the keeper. See that? Jumping up, doof, heading in the goal. It's that easy. That simple. Clean. Doesn't touch the keeper. Simple goal. Let's look at the next one because it's very, very similar. So now we're looking for a corner again. In comes the ball. Bit of a melee, bit of a bundle. But remember my golden rule. If you listen to my channel a lot, you'll know if you're going to defend or score goals, you stand near the D because this is where the ball always comes. Don't know why. It's because the goal is in the middle of the field. And when you clear it, it lands here and you can kick it in. Or if you're trying to defend it, you can kick it away. It's a magical thing being in the middle of the field. Yeah, don't have a word for it. I mean, it seemed like centre midfielder or something. Goodness knows. So as it's dropping here, boom, comes out. But this is the important thing. We've got 2. We've got 2 people here. But who's the first one to it? And he karate kicks into the goal. Wow, Bruce Lee. But let's go back because I'm going to show you from the other angle. And you're going to see the keeper made the same mistake as he did on the last goal when the initial ball came in. And then Bruce Lee kicked it into the goal. And he's like, wow. If he didn't make a sound effect, if I was the ref, I would call the goal back. No sound effect. Bruce Lee high kicking it. No goal. That's what I would have said if I was the referee. Let's have a look and see from the other angle. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about where the keeper's getting beat here. Look, Bosh. He's been completely beat. His own teammates headed the ball and hit post. He is nowhere, no man's land, completely not sure what he's doing. He's on his knees trying to reach the crossbar here. Look. On his knees trying to reach the crossbar. Yeah. You need to have a rethink about your keeper, Burnley, or maybe put him in some intensive training because he's not quite sure what to do. Well, until next time, I'll see. Oh, maybe we should have a look at that Bruce Lee kick before we go. Yes, Bruce Lee kick it. Bruce Lee kick it. Bruce Lee kick it. Here we go. Shapa! Easy goal. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.